Hi friends! I am back tuning in from my closet. I just got the email and the Instagram group chat that I have been accepted to be a tester for Natalie from Detroit Knots. And if you know who she is, you know that she is the queen of Tunisian crochet. This is my first ever Tunisian crochet test. It's exciting. It's so exciting because I just got a nice collection of Tunisian hooks from a friend. She passed them down to me because she just won a set, and she's like, I don't need 3 sets. So let me show you. Oh, look. I hate the sound of crinkly bags, so I really apologize for that. But yeah, I know for sure I got the size. I have to also look through my stash. So right now, this is pretty much all my fingering weight yarn. These are like DK, these are worsted, and then I have some worsted here. And then down in that little thing, I have some like really teensy tiny micro kind of fiber, but it's very small amount of what I have left in my stash now, so I don't get to be very picky on what gets to be what. So I'm thinking I have been hoarding this and this for a particular project, but I'm obviously not going to get to it for now, and I've been hoarding that for years, so I am ready to finally use this. This is the special occasion. This is Wildwood designed me. She had dyed this, and I was lucky to win some. And I've got 2 hanks of that. It looks like I'm gonna need more though, so I think I'm gonna go with these black ones. I think I'm gonna go with black and pink. Oop, I'm dropping yarn everywhere. Isn't that a pretty cool combination? I'm gonna do the math and see if that's all I need. Like I said, don't do Tunisian crochet very often. But look at my cute little baby obtuse. I've decided I'm going to use a little stitch marker to mark my center decrease. It took me several tries to get this, and I think that I am on track. It's okay to frog and retry, guys. I have already changed my mind on using the stitch marker because I feel like it's just pulling the stitches down, and I'm really starting to see 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. I'm really starting to see the legs and recognize what those decreases look like. Not gonna lie, this beginning shaping has me just laughing. I'll keep it PG, but if you know, you know. Anyway, I did end up blocking. What is wrong with me? I did end up frogging a little bit, and I've already gotten well past that situation. Because I could tell, like here, do you notice how this curves because I'm increasing, and it curves because I'm increasing? And that's how it's growing wider as we're going with the increases. but for some reason it stopped increasing, and I had like this area here was just straight. So I knew that I messed up or missed a yarn over. So I am noticing that I have to be very conscious of my added stitches. When you make this, be aware. And I love this little decrease spine. I am obsessed with that. This is kind of a new technique for me to learn during this. Isn't Tunisian crochet just so cool? These little lines. And to do it with fingering weight yarn is incredible. I mean, that drape. Normally, Tunisian crochet can be kind of thick and chunky, but I mean, this feels so light and fluffy and airy, and ooh, it's gonna be good. It's obviously going to need a block because look how it rolls. That's just part of this. You know, everything has its good and bad to it. Everything is not perfect. And that's okay. We can still love things that are not perfect. But this is gonna be really perfect to me. It already is.
Hello. Let's not worry about this early evening self-care Sunday. I just wanted to say that I've made it pretty freaking far on my Obtuse shawl. Natalie likes shapes, and so she has decided to name this shawl Obtuse because of the shape. Everybody in our little testing group has been inspiring me with their colorways. I had been, I think, one of the first, I'm dripping here, one of the first to pick my colors, but remember my stash helped me pick that. Well, I've been watching everybody's and they're kind of making a fade, and I'm really into the fade thing right now. And I totally remembered that I had been hoarding my Boreal box from Knitbrooks. And in this Boreal box is also some Hello Stella yarn. And it just so happens that this one right here blends my two colors together. It's like a blushy pink and a nice smoky gray black. And then I get to introduce a little pop of this bright, yellowy, neon green with some little dark specks of green too. You guys, now this shawl is gonna be even prettier. Thank goodness for hoarding. So exciting that I get to go onto my next color, guys. Oh, it's good. This is obviously like indoor orangey lighting, so you can't tell the blush in this as well. But a lot of people always make comments on how I make such a round ball. I would say that the key is to turn it a lot, so that all the yarn goes evenly. Like, I'm really not one, I've seen some people where they do like batches, like that thick, wrapped, and then they'll go over and then do it again, and then go over and do it again. And it looks more like those cat balls, but this, I just like a good round yarn ball. And then it also just moves around in the yarn bowl well. I don't know. It's just fun when it's even. As far as my shawl goes, I'm not sure whether I'm on the right stitch count or not. I mean, I'm one off, but I don't think that I counted the leftover like stitch that's actually on the hook. So I think that's technically the last stitch. It's really hard to count stitches in Tunisian crochet. I have steadily been working at my shawl for a couple days, and I mean, truth be told, yesterday I spent more time playing on my phone than I did on my actual shawl here, but this morning I finished like my first little fade section. These rows are also starting to get much longer, so they're taking more time to get through. I am currently on the return pass, which is the most satisfying part of Tunisian crochet. There were a couple things that I wanted to show you guys. Frogging in Tunisian crochet is like ripping out 2 rows, because each row takes 2 goes to make 1 row. I know that sounds really complicated, but if you've done Tunisian crochet, then you understand what that really means. So, there have been moments where I've like missed this little center decrease part here, and I've had to tink back so that I don't have to frog the entire thing. And it is a little bit harder to tink back in this than it would be in knitting. It's crazy how this Tunisian crochet is a big combination between knitting and crochet. So you use the hook like crochet, but you have live stitches also like knitting. So this is it. Look at that fade. I know this is like not accurate coloring here. I'll probably take it outside so I can show you guys the realness, because I'm getting major pink camo vibes with this. And I'm so glad that I found that transitioning hank, the Hello Stella, because this thing is gonna be so gorgeous now. I mean, it was gonna be gorgeous before, but now it's gonna be like that nice slow fade. Oh, I just love it. In transport, I accidentally pulled the stitch, and so now this is what I'm talking about, the frogging. So when you pull it the first time, it creates like the live stitches right there. So it pulls all the way down the row. Dang it, I've lost the string now. All the way down the row here. Hopefully you can't hear the wind. One-handed is hard. And then it comes back here. And I am pretty much back to the beginning. So when I get to the end, I just try and like pull that last stitch up so I don't mess up again. So leave a long one if you're going to leave it unattended. I have been getting work done on this shawl here and there, but yesterday I did like a lot of cooking and a lot of just laundry and, you know, the normal day-to-day things. So I pretty much just tried to get like a stitch here and there and a row here and there. But now I'm back at it. Like last night I also did a few rows while watching TV right before going to bed. And so today it is now 5:20 and I'm just now touching this. So hopefully I can get back to the next color change today. Okay, I took a shower, but it's still the same day. I have gotten to the decrease section. I'm hearing sounds, and I'm home alone. Anyway, I've gotten to the decrease section, and things have gotten a little bit confusing. So we're working at some corrections, but I'm thinking I'm on my way now. It has been one of those days where my brain just isn't computing. So my brain, it clicked. I get it. So the decreases are a little bit different, you know, and then she's adding like a lacy area with the chains. And so when you get to the decrease part, pay attention. Okay, so last night I ended up just setting down the project because I kept getting my stitch counts wrong. I'm on to like the lacy decrease section and I don't know what it is, but it's like every row I keep losing a stitch somehow. And at the very get-go, I'm feeling like maybe I did indeed miscount and miss a stitch early on. Counting Tunisian crochet is hard. I said it already and I'll say it again. It's just like a weird combination of crochet and knit, so it really boggles my brain. Sorry if you can hear laundry in the background. Also, so yeah, today Natalie was talking about how she's going to make a video, and that should help. So I set it aside because I'm probably, like she said, screwing up the shape. Well, she didn't say screwing up. I'm knowing that I'm screwing it up. But I could be messing with the shape, so I have to set it aside. And all I want to do is work on it. I just want to Tunisian crochet till it's done and I can wash it and use it and play with it because we're getting rain and it's getting cold. I even went and put on a little hoodie. Like, that's wild. Our world is going crazy, guys. It has been a while since I've done any work on this Tunisian project. Now it's like real tiny. Ooh, don't see my pile of laundry over there. Now it's like really tiny, but I don't know. I just decided to frog it all because it angered me, and it was like a little vent sesh, like ripping something apart, you know? And so I started it back over, and, you know, come to find out, it's no big deal. It's not like I really made any mistakes, so I'm back working with it, but it's like I get to enjoy the stitches all over again. So I'm already getting close to adding the second color. I mean, I'm cranking through this thing now that I know what I'm doing. Like, the first time around I was learning it. This time around I'm familiar with it. So it is what it is, you know. I feel like I'll be happier with it, even though I didn't need to frog it at all. It's a second experience of enjoying this fiber. I'm just really struggling with the lace work, but Natalie now did video of it, so when I get to the lace work again, I'll just watch and do it with the video. Okay, I have spent all kinds of time on getting my shawl back done. Frogging it and redoing it was actually not a complete waste. I got the proper stitch count this time around without any worry. But now I'm back at the lace section again, and I'm at a loss because I'm not frogging the whole thing again. I hadn't even done the first row of the lace, so it's not like that big of a deal, but I want to make sure that the first row is right so that the count will be right the whole rest of the time, because I feel like that's where my problem was before. That really all I needed to frog was the lace part before, but I think I was struggling with one stitch before that. So it was good to frog. I actually had, let me show you, this much left from color A. So it makes me wonder about what my tension change might have been the second go around when I technically added another stitch. Weird. But it definitely looks better to me, I think. I just love the blend of these colors. And you can't really tell here, but I just love when indie dyed yarn has those little breaks and you get a spot of a random color. There's like a spot of a red in here somewhere. If I can find it later, whenever I go to block, I will show it to y'all. But for some, so this part here, here's the center stitch. This is the center decrease stitch. So I'm supposed to land with one stitch before that, but I have 2 stitches before that. So I'm supposed to stitch those together, but then there's supposed to be one more there before the decrease. So I don't know what happened. I do know in the rest, like in the stuff prior to that, it's very important to focus on these yarn overs at the beginning and the end and the center decrease. Like that requires a lot of focus because it's very easy to miss the yarn overs, and it's very easy to forget that you have to go under loops or do the actual decrease and go through 4 loops. So yeah, what I was going to say too. So here, you know, when you add in another color, it even makes it trickier to pick up that yarn over. And I think that might have been something that I missed the first go around, because it makes those stitches, well, I happen to make those stitches tighter though. You might not it might not be like the proper way of doing it. I can't talk because I'm just frustrated, but yeah, so I made sure, and I've been right the whole time, and here I am at the lace work. So even with the video, even with like following her video, I just don't even know what to do at this point. I might be setting this down again for a little bit and start on another project, because I do have another test to do. Okay, so Natalie says that she needs to get the decreasing going on one side and not the other, and adjust the stitch counts. So I have to go back a row. So hopefully that works. I finally picked up this pattern again, and I've had to frog I don't know how many times. I've lost count again. I have never been more frustrated with a pattern in my life. I wish that I could provide modifications of what I'm doing during it, but there's no guarantee what the finished pattern will look like for you. So the lesson I'm learning here is that this is not really a beginner Tunisian crochet, but the shawl's still cool and the yarn is keeping me motivated. Let me also add that I'm not like a complete noob. Like, I have done Tunisian headbands, I've done Tunisian shawls, I've done Tunisian garments. So, I mean, I do understand the stitches, and I'm also like really, I don't want to say really good, but I really enjoy learning yarn crafts. So I like learning a new stitch and a new like technique, anything yarn crafts. I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say, I mean, I've been feeling the urge to just quit. But it's not in my nature, and I never have ever quit a test, so I really don't want to start that now. I know that I'm feeling discouraged, and I've kind of spread that in the group because others are feeling discouraged also. Even Natalie is feeling discouraged as a designer, I'm sure. And I know she's also feeling the same vibe of just like so much frustration, like just don't even want to deal with it anymore. But it's a great design and a great concept, so we're just trying to figure, like one of the testers figured it out and got hers completed. So if we could just figure out what it is that she did, then the rest of us could replicate it. It's just, you know, you would think like when you make something, people that don't design don't understand this, but when you would think that when you make something that you could just write down what you did and it would make sense the next time that you follow through. But it's not that easy, like to have a blank sheet and to write every step that you did and then expect other people to understand what it is that you did. I mean, that's part of the talents of being a designer. And I mean, it's just something that we all have to learn in this journey. And hopefully we can figure this out and have a beautiful project in the end. Y'all, we really achieved something. It seems that I am on a roll now. This boy just wants to play. Anyway, seems like we're on a roll now. So all is good in the world. Cheers.
Okay, so we have established that the key is to always maintain 80 stitches on this side on your forward pass. I am so happy to be seeing this lace work. You guys have no idea. I was to the point of tears and frustration, but now it is great. I know it's never good to really deal with flash, but I am enjoying that flash bringing out the colors in here.
Moral of the story is, don't quit. Beauty is pain. I mean, rewards are not easy. And you know what I'm trying to say, right? Good things come out of the hard times. So I'm really happy with my shawl. I love the colors. I love the design so much. It's awesome and it's worth owning. It's massive. How big is it? I don't think that I even put it on here. Let me look at my little notes here. Some live action for you. I've done so many things, it's kind of hard to find the notes. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it is 86 inches wide and 31 inches tall. And I used about 1,120 yards. So, if that gives you any idea. Prepare yourself. Tunisian crochet is so much fun.